day, here's the sun.
In this video, I'm going to share with you 6 important tips in mathematics and math that allowed me to come up with this result, and all of these tips were proven to be extremely helpful in my exam based on my experience. And so I guarantee that these tips are going to help you to maximize your improvement in your mathematics and math results. But listen, it will only happen if you really stick to those tips and take action. And for your information, the last tip in this video will be the things that you can do when you have no enough time to revise for your exam. So make sure you watch this video till the end. Alright, so let's check it out.
Right, so the first tip is that
during exam, for answer checking, you should familiarize yourself with thinking about your answer in reverse. Right, so here I just take a very simple question as an example. So here's our equation, x plus 3 equal to 5. So I want to solve it. So now x equal to 5 minus 3, x equal to 2. So during answer checking, since from our answer we know that x is equal to 2, then we just have to substitute x is equal to 2 into our equation, which is this equation. So first, we have to look at the left-hand side, which is the veg color part, x plus 3. So now we substitute 2 into this part, and then we'll get 2 plus 3, which is equal to 5. So for the left-hand side, our answer is 5, and now for the right-hand side, it is also 5. So now left-hand side is equal to right-hand side because 5 is equal to 5. So which means our answer, x is equal to 2, is correct. So this is how I check for my answer during my exam, which means I will try to use the answer to get back my question. And this method is far more accurate than doing everything repeatedly from the top to the bottom. And also here I just give you a very simple example. So later on you can use the same concept in other topic, for example differentiation, integration, functions, so on and so forth, to check for your answer. But if you are really confused and are not really familiar with certain topic, the first thing you have to do is go and understand the concept and everything in that topic, make it clear, then only you try to think your answer reversely during your answer checking.
Right, so for some types of questions, actually you can directly key in the questions into a calculator for answer checking. For example, this is the simultaneous equation in 3 variables. So for answer checking, you can directly key in these 3 equations into your calculator, and then your calculator will immediately show you the answers for x, y, and z. But for other types of questions that you can't directly key in the questions into your calculator to check your answer, then you just have to apply this first method, which is the reverse thinking method, to prove and check your answer. But of course, there will be some questions, some topics that you can't apply both of these methods for answer check. For example, some of the permutation and combination questions and some of the probability questions. But it's okay. For those questions that you can prove by using these 2 methods, then I strongly suggest you to check your answer this way, because it will increase the accuracy of your answers.
Right, so the second tip is that when you are doing the past year papers, you have to time yourself. And if you don't know where to get the past year paper, I will suggest you to subscribe to this Telegram channel, and I will leave the link of this Telegram channel in the description box below, so make sure you check it out. And also, I've talked about this before in my previous video. The video link is here, so make sure you check it out after this. So whenever you're doing past year papers, you always have to time yourself. This is to control the timing for you to complete the whole set of papers. Or else, if you're not used to time yourself while you are doing past year paper, in the end, during exam, you may have no enough time to complete the whole set of the paper. So make sure you get used to it. And of course, it is totally okay to not complete everything in time initially. Like me, for example, when I first tried to time myself to complete the whole set of papers, I definitely can't complete the whole set of paper in time. I still have half to go while time's up. That is what really happened on me while I initially tried to time myself. But that is totally okay. The only thing you have to do is keep on timing yourself. Like me, again, I constantly timed myself for several months, and so in the end, I managed to complete the whole set of paper 40 minutes before time's up. But here is the thing. You have to be really careful when you try doubt yourself. Remember, you should first be precise, then only fast. Don't mess up everything just because that you want to be fast. So it is totally okay to slow down a bit initially. Just make sure that you stick to that and keep on timing yourself, and then sure you will be faster and faster, better, I guarantee. Just like me as an example, I took several months to complete a whole set of questions in time, so it is fine. So next, the third tip is that during exam, if you get stuck on certain questions, here are 3 things that you should do when you're dealing with that kind of situations. So first, you have to read the questions in both languages, Bahasa Melayu and English. Because first, this will provide you a rough picture of what this question is asking about. And second, this could help you to prevent the misunderstanding on the questions since you try to understand this question from 2 different languages. And the second thing is that you have to write down all the steps that you know, although they may not lead to the final answers. Just write the step as much as you can. Because if your steps are correct, those steps will be given marks, even though you didn't find out the final answer. So the third thing is that after you've done with the first and second thing, now you should directly skip to the next question. Avoid from spending too much time getting stuck on a question, because there are some more marks you can get from the following questions. And sometimes when you continue to proceed with other questions, you will get some idea for the question that you get stuck. But before you skip the question, make sure that you write down every step that you know. So next, the fourth tip is about the format. You have to clearly know that what is the format required in your exam.
For example, in mathematics, according to the format last year, after we complete questions, we have to write down the final answer again in this way. ... actually is equal to 2. But this is the format last year. For this year, I'm not sure if there's changes in the format. So make sure you check it back with your teacher.
And here is a thing. Format always changes. Please alert about that. And also the example that I showed you just now is the format last year. So for this year, make sure you always check the latest format with your teacher from time to time. I always emphasize this because if you put so many effort in preparing for exam, but in the end, you lose it not just because that your format is inappropriate. What a pity. So that's why I always emphasize this.
So the fifth step is that
for exercises or practice in your textbook, if you get stuck on certain questions, you definitely can look for the solutions from the YouTube videos. And what I want to highlight here is when you are watching the tutorial videos, you shouldn't write anything. Put down your pen. So you should watch the video until you really understand the concept and then pause the video and do it yourself. Don't copy the answer from the video. You have to do it yourself, experience it, and then only you will clearly know the flow of the steps. Then you will master the topic after practicing with different type of questions. Right, so now I'm going to share with you the tip when you have no enough time to revise for the exam. In this situation, the first thing I will do is I will look at the summary page of every topic in the textbook so that I could quickly recall all the concepts that I learned before. And second thing I would do is after I have recalled all the concepts that I learned before, then next I'm going to take out the trial papers. You definitely can get the trial paper online in this Telegram channel. And again, the link will be in the description box below, so make sure you check it out. So I will check out the trial paper and put the answer scheme of the trial paper next to the question paper, which means I will directly study on the answers. And then when I have fully, clearly and completely understand the whole concept, the flow of the steps, then I will quickly proceed to the next question and repeat the process. But of course, it will be the best if you do the question yourself, write down every step and check the answer from the answer scheme. It will be the best. So usually I'll do different sets of trial and SPM past year paper. But since there are so many past year papers, so in the end, I will still have a lot of past year paper that haven't completed yet, and then only I will apply this method. But usually I would just hands-on and write down every step and mark my answer while referring to the answer scheme. Right, so that is the end of this video, and for your information, I will continue to produce high quality videos in self-development. I will upload videos on every Saturday, and whenever I upload new videos, I will post a story on my Instagram to notify you. So stay tuned, subscribe me, I'm the Sun, have a nice day.